Welcome to the Rovers review. Obviously, we've just lost 4-2 to Newcastle in the FA Cup. I was a bit disappointed with this because I do feel like we dominated the whole game and had a lot of attacks that we should have scored from, and we just weren't clinical enough at the end of the day, and we should be more clinical, and that's why we're not winning the games. So, if we go straight into the game, first minute, they scored. From then, I think it set a tone around the ground. I was a bit disappointed straight away. I was like, oh no, we can't get a battering here. We can't get a battering after we just drew 1-1 at their place. Nice little goal. We're not closing in long enough, and Sean Longstaff can just belt it in. It was really, really annoying. Then in the 22nd minute, Callum Roberts, another goal, easy tap in. And we found ourselves 2-0 down. At this point, I actually thought it would be battered. So we actually did well to scrape it back with Adam Armstrong in the 33rd minute when Graham played a through pass to him and he just slotted it home. And actually, I think the Newcastle fans applauded that because he is from Newcastle and Danny Graham is as well, and they both support Newcastle. Then Darrell Lenihan in the 46th minute scored from a corner, and we were all buzzing because the momentum was on our side. We thought we were going to win. We should have won. It was really nice whipped in ball from Reed and a great header from Lenihan, and the atmosphere was really, really, really good. However, the second half, we had a load of chances, load of attacks. That came on. We had a lot of shots. Wasn't our day at all. And then Newcastle didn't have one attack in the second half, and it rolled over to extra time. However, in extra time, I was really, really disappointed to see them get a goal with Hosselu when they scored. He wasn't scored since August, and it was offside. And I'll get into that later about the VAR issue, about the FA, but I'll get into that later. It was offside with Hosselu, and it was like a tap-in and a mistake from Raya. It was a dreadful goal to concede, and that obviously gave them momentum to score again, and I was gone by then. Shocking. I don't get how that was ever ruled as a goal, and the linesman should be really, really disappointed with himself. Anyway, so I'll get into the FA Cup, VAR, all that controversy right now. So, 1, the goal was definitely offside. 2, that now gave them momentum, and they definitely sealed off the game when it could have gone to penalties, or we could have scored, who knew? And 3, there was VAR in the first leg, so why couldn't there be in the second leg? Well, I know why, because we couldn't afford it. But that's unfair, because we are now being knocked out of the FA Cup just because we're a championship side, and because we can't afford VAR. Do you really think that's fair? No, it's not. They had it in the first game, so either don't have it in the first game and the second, or have it in the first game and the second. I think FA should pay for it, actually, if they're going to have it in the first one. I was really, really annoyed. And anyway, if you sign a player between those two games, the replay and the first game, they can't play in the second game because it wasn't available in the first game. But this VAR was available in the first game, but it shouldn't have been because it couldn't be available in the second game. And that is just out of order. Because Newcastle actually used VAR. It's just because we don't have enough money. But that's unfair. Really, really bang out of order. And I was so annoyed. Because I reckon we would have won that match. Even if it was on penalties. I don't know. I just think we should have had a bit more than that from the referee. And the linesman, obviously, shocking job. Really, really disappointed from that game, actually. But actually, I do think we've just handed Newcastle a bit of a problem and maybe handed them relegation. Because if they're putting good teams out for the FA Cup and they have a bit of an FA Cup run and they're just fighting to stay up in the Prem, that's not going to help. Because obviously they got like 3 injuries in the same position. Like yesterday, they got 3 injuries. It was mad. They brought Lascelles on and he got injured straight away. He just stayed on for about 5 minutes. I don't know what Rafa Benitez was doing then. But anyway, they got the injury problems. That's not going to help them in the Prem for Cardiff on Saturday, which is a huge game for them to stay up. And maybe it's a good thing for Blackburn to just stay focused on the championship and climb up the table, get to that 50 points. Bit of a mixed bag, and I will move over now. And onto the lineups. Right, so I do originally think that we started with a 4-4-2, but I think we did switch out in game to a 3-4-3, sorry. And I will be describing the 3-4-3 in this game and the subs. So, for left forward, left wing, whatever you want to call it, we will have Armstrong. Armstrong got himself a goal against the Toon, his old club, where he was brought up. It must be really good for him. Actually, when he came off as a substitute, he actually got clapped by the Newcastle fans. I thought that was a touch of class from them, and he came off for Joe Nuttall. Very good performance again, making those inside runs, and I was impressed. Then we had Danny Graham. Got himself an assist. Bit of a standard game for Graham. Didn't do much. Second half, I think he could have done a little bit more, but he did okay. Then at right forward / right wing, we had Brereton. Brereton, again, came off for Craig Conway, and I don't think he's played a full game yet. £7 million. Why? Might as well play him the full game. He is 19. I think he's got enough stamina to play. So why don't we just give him a shot? I think he will score given enough time. And if he doesn't, well, that's the biggest mistake Mowbray's made so far, because £7 million, it's a bit of a step in it, and that's huge. And then we had right mid, I believe it was Harrison Reed. Yeah. Again, really good performance from him. Great crosses, great passes, running down. Some great control touches from him as well. He is definitely shaping up to be one of my favourite players. Then we had Lewis Travis. Lewis Travis, he's got a very forward-thinking mind. Even though he's very defensive, he'll tackle and he'll move up like a big steam train, going through their defence and their midfield, and it's really nice. And I like what he's doing, and I think it's a good choice over Corey Evans. Don't actually know whether Corey Evans is injured. I think he is after he came off against Millwall, but we have a replacement for him, and that's Lewis Travis. Now we had Richie Smallwood after coming back from injury. I was really impressed, actually. I think he was better than Evans again, and maybe this will be the midfield partnership that we've been needing, actually. I think they've been quite good together. At left mid, we had Bennett. Obviously, I'm used to seeing him on the right-hand side, so I didn't really notice much of him. I didn't think he was too good, but obviously he's a bit of a workhorse going up and down, and I did like his performance. Then we had Amari Bell at sort of left centre-back, and he was going up the field quite a bit. I was quite impressed with him this game, actually. Some of the runs he was making were just really, really good. Then at central centre-back, obviously we've got Darrell Lenihan. Got himself a goal, solid wall at the back of the defence, heading all the balls away, and obviously he got himself a great header from the corner. That was just at 46 minutes, so we were all really hyped for that. Moving on, we've got Ryan Nyambe, sort of right centre-back, and I think he played quite well. He was okay, and I was quite impressed with him, but I think he could improve a bit on his runs and his passing. I think he definitely needs to work on that. Obviously his physicality is a really big plus for us, and he has got quite a bit of pace as well, and that's really nice in the back line. Then in goal we had David Raya. David Raya, obviously... Right, let's put the third goal aside, because otherwise he was really, really good, especially preventing them from getting a fifth goal. He made some stunning saves. I do like him. Everyone has mistakes. I think that was just his day to make a mistake, and hey, it's better than against Ipswich on Saturday, because Ipswich is quite a crucial game for us. There's games we have to win, and Newcastle don't really have to win that. So that's the lineups done. See you next.